What is going on, you guys? It is that time again for another Hall of Fame Player Era project. This one is Mr. John Hannah, widely considered to be the greatest offensive lineman of all time, with some people saying that it's Anthony Muñoz. But I would say majority of people say John Hannah is the greatest offensive lineman of all time. And it's really hard to argue that. He was drafted in the 1974 draft, fourth overall in the first round, played 13 seasons, all with the Patriots. 9 of those, he was selected to the Pro Bowl. 7 of those, he was an All-Pro. So there's only 4 seasons during his entire career where he wasn't selected to a Pro Bowl, or for those of you that aren't football guys, an All-Star game, if you will. He's a member of the 1970s and 80s All-Decade team. The guy is just an absolute animal. So we'll turn it around and get to these cards. I sent all these in via a signing, and there's quite a story with that. So we'll talk about that while we're showing off the cards.
So here we go. We'll kick it off with his 1974 rookie card. We'll talk about the bleeding issues throughout these cards. Whenever you send it into a private signing of any type and you're actually paying money, that's not what you want to see. So that's kind of a bummer, but for the price that I paid for each of these, which was $15, it is what it is, I suppose. Just happy to get all of these in the same type of marker. There's bleeding on some. I'm wanting to say, like this one here on the right, looks like there's like a fingerprint or something at the very end of his signature. So, and then at the end of me showing all these, we'll go into a story on this signing, which was pretty trippy. There's a 79. And see, it's weird, man. Some of them just turned out perfect. Like that, to me, looks perfect. And you go down, and as you go down the line, just some of them look like crap. Like both of these look amazing. Going down to his last 3, here's the 84, which I think looks awesome. Always liked the design of the 1984. And then they went to the 85, which I'm not a big fan of. With this solid black card on the edges, it's just, you see everything. And then his last player era card is right here, the 1986 Topps. So really, really cool. John Hannah, awesome football player. Like I said in my intro, regarded as the greatest offensive lineman of all time. So that's the player era run. I'll kind of pan out here for just a brief second and so you can see them all, and then we'll get into the story. So I have multiple buddies that are autograph dealers and do autograph signings throughout the country. And one of them reached out to me and was like, "Hey Garrett, do you need John Hannah for anything?" And I was like, "Well, what's the price?" And he told me the price, and I'm like, "Well, heck yeah, dude, I want to do the whole player era run." So long story short, I sent him the cards and the money. Well, come to find out, another one of my buddies was doing the signing. So he ended up mailing my cards to this other guy that I know really well. Well, a month goes by. I'm asking for updates from both of them, and they say, "Oh, he's getting them signed." 2 months go by, and nothing. 3 months go by, and nothing. 4 months, and they say, "Oh, he signed them." And just the guy that he mailed them to. So the guy that was actually doing the signing was not actually doing the signing. He was mailing them to a guy that I have no idea who he was in Alabama to get the card signed. So if you follow this, I mailed my cards to person 1. Person 1 mailed them to person 2, who I knew. And person 2 mailed them to person 3, who I had no clue what was going on. I didn't even know there was going to be a person 3. Well, person 2 and person 3 had a falling out, and the guy that actually did the signing, person 3, and I know this is confusing, y'all, person 3 ended up holding everybody's cards and helmets basically ransom. And so person 2 ended up having to pay $1,000 extra to get everybody's stuff back. And the crazy part of this is this took about 9, my numbers might be off just a tiny bit. I'm wanting to say it was at least 9 up to 10 months from when I sent these off to when I got them back. It was so long that I literally already wrote them off. I was like, well, I lost my money, lost my cards. And then just out of nowhere, person 1 wrote me and was like, hey, I had to pay $1,000 ransom to get everyone's stuff back. He said he's going to get them in the mail. And I was like, oh yeah, I've heard this a couple times. And this time it actually happened. So just an insane story, and kind of, I don't want to say a miracle because it's not a miracle, but it's just amazing that I even got these things back. And some of them have poor signatures. Some of the cards actually are slightly damaged. I don't know. You may not. Let's see, where is it? You may not be able to see it. Yeah, you can't see it. But the card here on the left has a pretty nice crease on it that I know definitely wasn't there. You don't ever want to send creased cards or damaged cards when you're paying for a signing. So that is the John Hannah Player Error Project, which took so much longer than I thought. But guess what, y'all? It is done. So there, hang on, we'll get it all in there. There is the John Hannah Player Error Run. Till next time, adios. Be safe. Bye-bye. Doodles.